Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to do a tape resist, and I'm going to give you an example using watercolors. So the first thing you want to do is lay out your pieces of tape however you'd like them to go. So as you can see, I'm changing my mind. I don't really like my placement of my tape. I got a new idea and that I wanted to do my initials. So right here, I'm trying to figure out how to block in that space between the K and the M because I just want one color in that area. So now I'm going through and I'm just going to add some more tape so that I have just certain areas where one watercolor can be. So if you notice right here, there's a really big space. So you want to make sure that you are taping off those sections so there is not just going to be one spot where there is one color. You want to make sure that your watercolors are separated by that tape. Okay, so I've finished with the tape. So one of the key things you need to do when you are done putting your tape down is to make sure that you do have smooth lines. So you can kind of see at the bottom of the K, it kind of sticks out a little bit. So I don't really like that. It's not going to create those smooth lines that I'm looking for. So it's just something to notice when you're all done. Make sure you do have smooth lines. Don't be afraid to put a little bit more tape down if you need to, just to make sure that those edges are nice and clean. And you also, can go off the page. Don't feel like your tape has to be the exact size up to the edge of the paper. You can see that I clearly went off the paper just to make sure that I'm not going to have paint going where I don't want it to go. So right here I'm looking at a color wheel because I really want to see what colors complement each other really well, and I want to put those next to each other. I did this because I didn't want to use, like two blues next to each other or two greens. I really wanted the colors to kind of pop out, but also look really well together. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a paintbrush and I'm going to dip it in my water, kind of wipe it off a little bit, and then stick it in the red there and go over the little heart shape I made. But before I do that, I wanted to make sure that all of my tape is firmly pressed to my paper. I don't want any of the paint to seep through, so just making sure I do that beforehand. Okay, so now I'm starting with the red, and I'm only doing a little bit and dipping my paintbrush back in the water and going back over it. So it kind of gives a nice little gradient there. You can see it's a little bit darker in the corner, and then it's going to get lighter as it goes down. I wiped it off here because there was a hair from the paintbrush in it, so I just wiped it off with a paper towel. I'm just going back over it. So you can't really tell, but I'm not really dipping my paintbrush that much into the colors and only brushing over a small area with the paint that's on my brush, and then going back and dipping it into the water. That way I can spread it out some more. And I still have those dark areas, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't want my areas to all be the same shade. I want them to kind of blend out a little bit. It looks a lot cooler that way, and it gives it a little bit more dimension. Make sure before moving on to a different color that you do really get into those corners that you have there. You can see that I went back with the M and I just made sure that I got in those corners. I had enough paint there because I really want those corners to be sharp. And then obviously between switching colors, you want to make sure that you're cleaning off your brush as well as you can. You don't want any of the other paints to mix in with the paint that you have. Right here, you can see I'm closing off that section because I really wanted it to be a smaller section. I wanted to have another color right there. So it is all complete. Now I just have to wait for it to dry. So now my painting's been sitting for about 2 hours or so. So now I'm carefully taking that tape off, that way I don't smudge the painting. Okay, so this is my watercolor tape resist all complete. I really like how it turned out. There is that spot where I overlapped the tape, but other than that, the colors seem to go well together. The spaces for the colors I think were just right, and I think overall it just turned out really nice.